Look what his wife says. La. There is nothing in our house except illa qutu sibyani, except a little which will just suffice our own flesh and blood. Now listen to this, my friends. What he said, look at the advice that gives his wife. He says to her, فَعَلِّلِيهِمْ بِشَيْءٍ. Give our children something to suck on. فَإِذَا أَرَادُوا الْأَشَاءَ فَنَوِّمِيهِمْ. You know, when in the evening when our children ask for their evening meal and children cry and ask for their meal, what to do is lull them to sleep. And when our guest enters, what to do is put out the lamp. We will sit with our guests, give them our children's food, and he won't be able to see because there'll be no light, and we'll pretend and we'll sit there as if we are also eating with him. Now my friends, look what he's saying to his wife. You know, this is a mother. Yeah? A mother, my friend, can tolerate anything, but a mother cannot tolerate the suffering of her own flesh and blood. You know, this is natural love that Allah's placed inside, you know, the heart of a mother, that she's prepared to give her life to save her own flesh and blood. And when her husband is giving her this advice, that, you know, your own flesh and blood, lull them to sleep, give them nothing to eat, and give it to this poor man that has come to the gathering of Rasulullah, Sami'na wa ata'na was the response. I have heard and I will obey. And that's exactly what she did. In the, you know, the children, give them something to chew on, you know, a seed or something. And in the evening when her own flesh and blood were crying for food, she picked them up, placed a stone in her heart, and she lulled them to sleep. And then when this guest entered, she did as her husband said, took off the lamp. And this person sat down and ate the meal of their children, not even realizing that the husband and wife are sitting there and they are not eating anything. You know, it was dark, he couldn't see. But he that watches everything, the Lord of the Arsh and Kursi, was watching again. And next morning, when this companion goes to the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to him, "Kad ajib Allahu min sani'ikuma bidayfikuma," that even Allah appreciated your entertainment of the guest last night. And to the day of judgment, we recite the verse of the Quran which was revealed. وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ. Such were these Muslims when they saw their Muslim brothers suffering. They would give preference over their own self, their wives and their children, even though they were suffering themselves. Poverty may be their lot. Can you imagine how, you know, the very same messenger who could not even tolerate the suffering of one believer, if Rasulullah was alive here today amongst us, and he was to see what is happening across the globe, from Gaza where you have over 1 million Muslims living in the greatest and biggest open prison that has been throughout history, where nothing goes in, nothing goes out. You know, them people in Gaza just literally wait for death. They do not know when the angel will come. They do not know when the next morsel will come. How do you think Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel if he were to see his ummatis like this? Then at the same time, when he sees these are ummatis on one side, and then they have, you know, millions and millions of their brothers like you and me, who Allah has blessed. Who Allah has blessed. How do you think Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel? And on this note, I will conclude. Hopefully, inshallah, Maulana is going to make a few more points with regards to it. It'll be really good. We've only managed to get 37 houses. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. You know, even that's good. But it would be better if we got 50, because they've asked me that in these next 3 weeks, we need to provide accommodation for at least 150 families. So it would be good if we can make up the number. But if not, alhamdulillah, even on this, all praise to Allah. So my friends, you want to bear this in mind, how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel. On one hand, where our brothers are suffering like this, and our daughters and our mothers are committing suicide because they have nothing. And then on the other side, people like yourselves and me who can do more. We all can do more, every one of us. And next time, you know, your child throws away that morsel in your house. You know, every day when our wives wrap up the dastarkhan, how many chapatis are left over, how much rice is left over. and it all goes into the bin. I just want you to think at that time when you throw that into bin, you know what? There was an orphan that died because he couldn't receive that. I just want you to think of that. When your wife throws that extra food that was left over into the bin, right? See how you feel, reminding yourself there was an orphan out there. Had you cooked less and given that to that child, maybe today he would have been amongst us and part of the ummah of Rasulullah. And on this note I conclude. May Allah give me the tawfiq, Allah give you the tawfiq for the good that you've done. Akhiru dawana alhamdulillah.